What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix series Manifest Season 4 Part 1. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. Let's rock this. It goes without saying that even though I will not be spilling spoilers here, this review is mainly for those of you, my fellow Manifest fans, who already know what's up. They only gave me 9 episodes, even though this part 1 has a total of 10, and part 2 has another 10. The reason for this, I'm guessing, is because the 10th episode has a big cliffhanger that they don't even want us, the critics, to know about until the time comes. But that's fine by me. I can be patient if need be, and 9 episodes are more than enough. Now, if you ask me, was I ever a fan of this show from the beginning? Well, I was a fan of the first season back when it was on NBC. And then I sort of didn't follow it regularly come season 2, and I did not watch season 3 until recently, when I had to prep myself to screen this new one. If you ask why, well, partly I was reluctant to watch a show that's trying too hard to wanna be like Lost. But that's not all. I mean, going from a peacock symbolism and then make a jump to Noah's Ark, I mean, that's a hell of a stretch. Ugh, my head hurts trying to figure this out. It got to the point where I was like, man, I need to smoke whatever it is that Manifest writers are smoking, cause that has got to be some serious shit, you know what I'm saying? Look, this type of mind-bending show is definitely designed for audiences who A, believe in higher power, and B, audiences who are willing to surrender to the concept of destiny steering or maneuvering their lives, as opposed to themselves being the masters of their own destiny. Okay, fine. You wanna know what happens to Ben, Mick, Zeke, Cal, and Eden, and the rest of the gang this new season? So let's get right to it, shall we? I'm gonna start by giving you my bird's eye view, and then after the synopsis, I will go into further details, hopefully without spilling spoilers. Season 4, Part 1 definitely does not change the formula that already effectively works with this show's fan base. Hell, these new episodes even literally have commercial breaks when the scenes cut to black, even though Netflix generally doesn't have commercials nor commercial breaks. So if you love this show, you'll settle in easily and pretty quickly from the get-go. The front half of part 1 is dedicated to locating Eden, who was kidnapped by Angelina, plus that whole situation's aftermath. And then the back half is about setting the course for what's about to unfold in part 2. Season 4 part 1 is intense, it's puzzling, it's gripping, it's melodramatic. In other words, everything that you can expect from Manifest and a bag of chips. Created, showrun, and executive produced by Jeff Rake. 2 years after the brutal murder of Grace turned their lives upside down, the Stone family is in shambles as a devastated Ben continues to mourn his wife and search for his kidnapped daughter Eden. Consumed by his grief, Ben has stepped down from his role as co-captain of the lifeboat, leaving Michaela to captain it alone, a near impossible feat, with the passengers' every move now being monitored by a government registry. As the death date draws closer and the passengers grow desperate for a path to survival, a mysterious passenger arrives with a package for Cal that changes everything they know about Flight 828 and will prove to be the key to unlocking the secret of the callings in this compelling, deeply emotional journey. Season 4 of Manifest will be released in 2 parts consisting of 10 episodes each. Part 1 will be released on Netflix on November 4th. Okay, so in the story, 2 years have gone by and Ben is now just obsessed with finding Eden. And man, I'm telling you, these first few episodes of part 1 are constantly messing with you. Because every time Ben seems to come close to capturing Angelina, something always happens that makes Angelina slip through Ben's fingers again. No matter how hard he tries, he's always just one step behind. And can I just say that Angelina is probably TV's most hated character right now. Nobody likes Angelina, she pisses me off. And that's a testament to the actress playing her, Holly Taylor, who does a bang-up job of embodying this crazy bitch. As for Michaela and Sanvi, they never lose their eye on the ball. They're still dead set focused on trying to solve the mystery. Especially Sanvi, who never got distracted by anything over the past 2 years. Sanvi to me is like if Indiana Jones was a lab scientist. She uncovers some new development thanks to a certain item retrieved from the plane, which, as you know, has now vanished. Now, my favorite character has always been Jared. It was always more of a love-hate, bittersweet fandom relationship with Jared. But in this new season, Jared's got the shortest end of the stick, career-wise. And yet, he proves that being a beat cop doesn't have to mean you stop being resourceful. Actually, that is a positive point that I'm glad this new season emphasizes on. I mean, sure, Vance is no longer part of the government, Jared is no longer a detective, and Cal is no longer a boy, but that's all the more reason for them to rely on one another. And we see that constantly happening, them having each other's backs in this new season, which at times leads to moments that can be sweet and emotional and uplifting. Now, maybe it's just me, but the writers don't quite seem to know what to do with Zeke in this season 4 part 1. Zeke's storyline here is probably my least favorite of them all, which I get it if you want to give a character their own personal struggle, but how that ties to the rest of the gang is wobbly at best. That said, Zeke's lie detector or polygraph power wonderfully comes in handy on multiple occasions. Which brings us to last but not least Cal, who has magically grown up. Without giving too much away, Cal has a potential romantic interest in this new season, which surely put a smile on your face. Grown-up Cal is driven by guilt, but he is also committed to helping, even at the risk of his own well-being. And yes, throughout this new season, there are flashbacks, also flashbacks to the plane, once again filled with riddles and clues and hints. But it's also this show's way of telling you, hey, these guys have gone through a lot, and some of them have wised up. Sure, they stumble every now and then, but you gotta give credit when they step up to the plate. And since this is technically the final season, the writers did a good job of making sure that some of the minor characters from the past get to show up again, even for just a brief few minutes. I mean, not all of them survive, obviously. There's a lot of death in this new season, and I won't tell you which ones, but you'll be like, hey, it's that guy again. Hey, it's that girl from such and such episode. So season 4 would plug them in here and there with purpose and for the sake of one last hurrah. Overall, in conclusion, it's really nice that Netflix, a platform that's notorious for canceling their own shows, allows Manifest to have its proper farewell and allows Manifest fans to say goodbye to their beloved show with this final season. Obviously, not all of your questions will be answered in this part 1, but you'll be glad to know that the turbulences are just as bumpy as ever.